Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Cherith. For a couple of years now, I have done recipes on this channel that feature freeze-dried ingredients for meals in jars, which are 100% shelf stable. Just recently, I've decided I'm going to incorporate some fresh ingredients in with my freeze-dried ingredients. So I'm going to call it Cooking with Cherith. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy this style of video. For this first recipe I'm going to show you, I decided to film what I was making that evening for dinner. We were having my mother-in-law over for her Mother's Day dinner. And so I'm just making kind of a spicy shrimp with pasta. And I've got some artisan bread that has been sitting out on the counter for a bit. I'm about ready to put it in the oven at this point, and I'm going to make some garlic and basil dipping oil for that. I've got a recipe for this dipping oil up on my channel, and I'll link to that below in the description box. But it's fantastic. My family loves it so much. In fact, as much as I made right here, which is kind of like a double recipe from what I usually make, my daughter had to make more because we went through it and they just love it so much. And I love the Thrive Life freeze-dried garlic that goes in here. It stays nice and crunchy in the oil, and it's just got such good flavor. Now, all of these ingredients, the amounts are totally up to you. It's customizable. So I made quite a bit of dipping oil. That's probably half a cup of olive oil I just put in there. And as I'm stirring it up right here, I just know what it usually looks like. And I could tell at that point that it was lacking some black pepper. So I just added some more black pepper. I will include the recipes down below if you want to make any of these things you see in this video. I will put together some recipes for you down below. But it sounds like from the comments you left on my last video that a lot of you cook like this. And by that I mean you incorporate freeze-dried things in with fresh ingredients on a regular basis. So I'm excited to do this style of video. I hope y'all enjoy it. Now for that artisan bread, it's going into the oven at 425. I do have a recipe for that up on my channel already. I'll link to that below. So I'm going to start with the shrimp here. And all I've done is I've gotten out a really big stainless steel skillet. It's the biggest one I have. And I like the combination of oils. I'm just going to saute some shrimp here. So I like olive oil and butter for flavor. And I like avocado oil. You can get it super hot without it burning. So I like that. I'm going to try to get my shrimp all in one single layer here. I tend to over season my shrimp, meaning like I put a lot of seasoning on here, but y'all put as much seasoning as you like. I've got a couple of different things going on here, and I have two different types of Cajun seasonings that I'm sprinkling on the top. And that's because they do have a good amount of flavor, several different spices in there, but there's some kick to the Cajun seasoning that I really like. So there's a good amount of cayenne pepper in there. You might be thinking that is a ton of seasoning, and it is, but that's the only time I season all of this dish. I don't season the vegetables or the liquid or anything else after this. So it's a good amount of seasoning, and it was sufficient for the entire dish. I like to undercook my shrimp just a little bit because it will continue to cook in the sauce at the end, you'll see. I had to do 2 batches of shrimp, and they were actually different size shrimp. So I did the larger ones first and the smaller ones next. But anyway, it was a double batch of shrimp because I was feeding 6 people tonight. So keep that in mind. If you want to make this, I will put the recipe down below, but you might need to decrease the amounts if you're feeding just 1 or 2. There's my gorgeous artisan bread that's now out of the oven. I'm going to let it rest on a wire rack while I finish up the shrimp. I like to make the sauce for this spicy shrimp using lots of different veggies. I've got 2 colors of our bell peppers. I've got 2 kinds of onions and mushrooms. And if I had to guess, I'm going to guess I put probably 2/3 of a cup of the bell peppers and the onion slices in here, and probably the mushrooms as well. And then maybe a tablespoon or so of green onions. Now, Thrive isn't even freeze drying their green onions anymore. I wish they would. I have lots of cans on my shelf, so I still am using those. If you don't have them, you can use the Lighthouse brand of chives or just leave them out altogether. But what I like to do here is I like to put these freeze-dried veggies straight into that shrimp juice. I call it shrimp juice. It's the seasoning, it's the oil, it's the liquid that came off of the shrimp. And all I'm doing really is coating these veggies in that flavor. And then they are dry, so you can't really leave them on the burner for long like this because they'll just burn. There's literally no liquid in them. And they've absorbed all the liquid that was in the pan, but it's not near enough to hydrate these all the way through. So I'm going to add some water here to make sure they're fully hydrated, and then I'll cook off that liquid and I'll saute these veggies to get really good flavor out of them. If you've watched many of my videos, you've seen this technique before. It's my favorite way to quote unquote saute these freeze-dried ingredients. I like to hydrate them just a little bit in order to saute them. So this takes just a couple of minutes, probably 3 or 4 minutes is all it took for all of that liquid to pretty much cook off. And then I'm just left with a skillet full of rehydrated veggies, lots of seasoning, and the oil. So anyway, I sauteed those until I developed some fond on the bottom of the skillet, and it was really nice and fragrant. And then I added the sauce ingredients. I'm using half and half, probably about a cup of half and half, maybe half a cup of heavy whipping cream. And then in addition to that, I'm adding some marinara sauce. I love to add the marinara here. And I'm just going to add whatever's left in the rest of my jar. About 2/3 of a cup to a cup. You could use just tomato sauce if you like. You could use Thrive Life's tomato sauce that's been rehydrated. Whatever you prefer here is fine. I just had a jar of marinara in my fridge. And then I put just a little bit of water in the bottom of that jar. Make sure I got up the rest of that sauce. Didn't want to leave anything behind. And then I'm going to just stir this really well. And this kind of orange color here I just think it's beautiful. This is what the sauce looks like. Y'all, it is so packed with flavor. I let that simmer for a while and reduce just a little bit. And then I went ahead and added the Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to guess and say I added about half a cup or so of Parmesan cheese. And while I was filming this video, my in-laws had arrived and we were visiting in the kitchen and just having such a good time. I literally hit the jackpot with my in-laws. They are wonderful people. I love them dearly. Amazing people. They raised 2 fantastic sons, and they are the best grandparents for my girls. Y'all know that both of my parents have passed away, so my kids never got to meet their grandparents on my side, but my in-laws, they just do such a good job of being the only grandparents for my girls, and they love them double. That's what I always say. They love them double. Okay, so I've added my Parmesan cheese, and at this point it's melted in there. I've tasted it. I love the way it tasted. And then I'm going to add that shrimp back in there. I just let it simmer for just a little bit and make sure it's good and heated through. This is basically done at this point. I cover it, turned it all the way down to low. Meanwhile, I had some water coming to a boil in a big pot on the back of my stove. I added some salt. I always recommend salting your water that you're going to cook your pasta in. You can use any kind of pasta you like. I just have this fresh pasta from the refrigerated section of my grocery store. I really like it, but it's that angel hair pasta is what that is. My mother-in-law loves angel hair pasta. And since this was her Mother's Day dinner, I'm definitely going to do what is her favorite thing. So this fresh pasta, and oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's in the refrigerated section at the Walmart or any kind of grocery store. I think it starts with a B, Butoni or something like that maybe. Anyway, it only cooks for like 2 or 3 minutes. So that was quickly done. And then my husband drained that for me. It was so heavy. He had to lift it and drain it for me. And then anyway, it's ready to plate up. So I'll show you what it looks like on the plate. Just a good amount of pasta goes down, and then on goes that spicy shrimp and that tomato cream sauce. It's just delicious. I think it's kind of more Italian than it is Cajun, even though I use the Cajun seasonings on the shrimp. It has more of an Italian flair, but I don't know exactly what it is because I sort of made it up. It's just so good, y'all. Everything's always better if you serve it with a little bit of artisan bread. The first loaf was completely gone. I didn't even get a bite of it. Everyone ate that while I was cooking, and I was happy for them to do that. That's why I made 2. And they love the dipping oil. This is what it looks like, all finished and put together. My mother-in-law loved it. I'm happy to report. She just bragged on me and said she loved it. I'm so glad. I'm so pleased. Shrimp is her favorite. Whenever we go out to eat with them, she always orders shrimp. So I wanted to make her a special Mother's Day dinner that featured shrimp. And there's that gorgeous artisan bread with the dipping oil. And it is spectacular, y'all. There are my amazing in-laws and my girls. And then if you can see down below, there's the banana pudding we made her for her dessert. She loves banana pudding. And I didn't really film that just because all I used that was thriving there was the instant milk powder to make the pudding, the vanilla pudding. But anyway, there's our banana pudding. It was a good ending to a wonderful meal. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will put together some sort of a recipe and put it in the description box below. But this is usually how I cook. So anyway, thank you for joining me for Cooking with Cherith. I hope it inspires you and gives you some ideas of how to use your freeze-dried foods in everyday cooking. All right, guys, until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.